Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Darcy, and I just thought I'd come on and play a little bit and try not to move the camera because I gotta have it plugged in right now. Sorry. The other day I did some watercoloring, and these are the pages that I did. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to bring this in some anyway. There we go. So hopefully I'll get all these in frame well. So this one's got some blues, greens, and browns. This one's, I think I made this one to basically do some die cut fall leaves, which I think will be fun. I do want to make some more for some fall journals. This one has some gesso over it and then some splashes. I don't know if you can see them or not. But some blue, greens, and grayish, blackish kind of colors. And this one had some teals and a little bit of pink, and it also has some gesso and some pink and blue and gray and white little splatters all over it. And this one is a little bit more, I think this one will probably end up in a fall journal, or, you know, backs of tags. It's got a little green, a little bit of red, browns, tans, all the things. This one, I'm not quite sure what happened. Something different happened over here, but I like that look too. So I don't know if I want to add more to this, or I don't know what I'm going to do with that. We'll see. And then I was trying to do some gesso on the background and see what would happen when I did watercolor over it. And I honestly could not tell you. I had a couple that I already did, and I don't know which ones they were. I don't know that you could really tell. If I find it, I'll let you know. It might be this one. But this one, because I was using, my brushes were not clean when I did the gesso. They're still not clean. Never did clean them, did I? So I think it actually came out kind of cool and would make some fun background bits. And then this one, I will probably go ahead and do the watercolor on this one. See how it comes out. And then these are just some tag size ones that I had already cut up. Yeah, I can't tell if they were just watercolor paper or if they were just cardstock. I can't necessarily tell. Might have been some of each. I had both over here cut up. So, and then this one's mostly pink, a little orange got in the middle. There's some veining in it and stuff. And this one, a tiny bit of gray in here, a tiny bit of orange is there. Pretty dark. I was really doing a lot of that color last night. This one was the pink, and then I added some gray in there. And this is one of my favorite effects right here. But I kept not leaving enough white in the background to have it show up quite as much. This one has a lot of veining in it. And that's just from when you press the paper down on top of it. When you press another piece of paper on it. And then this one has a lot of, a little bit of smooth bits. Oh, this is one. I think this is, yeah, I think this is one that I did the gesso first. So you maybe can kind of see the lines going across, and it did end up a little bit different because of that, which is still a cool look. I still like it. So yeah, you can see all the colors I was using. And then I wanted to add some color to this. This is black gesso that I did through a stencil. And don't look at my paints, they're horrible right now. I had water all over them. Oh, and then also, oops, sorry about that. I have all these little, this calendar with the quotes. And so I was taking the opportunity to dip those into the paint too, so they wouldn't be just stark white, and they'd have some fun things going on. I've got a couple of them over here. I may need to iron them. I don't know. So isn't that pretty? That one, I don't know. Once I cut it out, we'll see what it looks like. It was on the edge of the page, so it had kind of a line going across it. But, you know, sometimes that's just the way it happens. Let's see. And I did get my new Tim Holtz fall autumn leaves, whatever they're called. So I will be using those. Oh, here's another one of those. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you're alive. I'm not sure if it just makes it too hard to read though. But once it's cut down, it might be fine. Little envelope. I'm just going to leave it there. Let it get more more color on it. Yes, per usual, I don't have a lot of space. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get this look the other day. Like the more, I don't know. Anyway, I figured it out. I had to watch my video from the last time I did this, and I just wasn't using it. I didn't have enough water, combined with the fact that I had a fan blowing on me. And so the water I was using would dry really quickly. So there's that. Oh, and I did try using some handmade paper and dipping that. And not sure how I like it, but you can see where I used my fingers to like rub like that. And my hands were at that point covered. So yeah, this is just cardstock, I think. And I just did that. Alright, let's start with this one. And I'm trying to think of, I think I want the more smooth one. I can't find my other pad like this either. That's part of the problem. This is, I think, a little bit thinner paper than this. So the two papers I'm using, I use this mixed media 90-pound Canson, and then I also have this watercolor 140-pound, or I guess that 185G would be the GSM, and the other one, the 140-pound, would be 300 GSM maybe. Oh yeah, I tried drawing. They're not all cute, but they're all kind of a little funky maybe. When it came out, I don't know. Some more drawings I attempted. My brother is the artist in our family. Alright, let me grab a couple pages out of this. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. I don't usually. I usually do this. And then this. Should have got my pages out already. Also, I'm curious as to, I can't figure out, I think this was on the heavier paper. And I was trying to figure out which paper takes it which way and all the things. So I had the gesso and the two weights, and then I have that. Alright. And looking for some blank. I know I had a bunch of, oh, here we go. No, not that one. Oh, that's from last time. The time before last. Okay, what color should I do? I was trying to do pink last night, but I kept messing up because I kept going into the pink. The purpley pink instead of the red. And like if I make it kind of a burgundy color, it comes out a little bit more pink. What am I looking for? If I want to do like a specific color, I need to use my smaller brushes. So, and my water won't get so dirty if I pour it into this little, I pour it in here and use that, and then my water doesn't get quite so icky. Is that the one I was trying to use yesterday? Nope, because that one's soft. My other one was quite dirty. Alright, so spray both sides. Whoops, that was a little more than I needed, but okay, after the other day, I'm like overspraying. Spray my paints, do all the things. Alright, we like a pink and a black, right? So, where's my other? I had 2 spray bottles. Oh, there it is. Alright, so I want to mix some of the red in here. Which I'll have some of that other color in there too, but yeah, definitely, even when I add a little bit black to it, it's still more pink than the other one. Alright, let's see how we do. So how's everyone doing? I hope everybody is well. I don't know. My husband's off today. Nice little extra. Oh, there is some gesso on the underneath this, I think. I have a layer of gesso. I don't know. I did this a long time ago. So I figured I should do something with it. But I like the idea of just the watercolors and Got a lot of water in there. Oh, because of the gesso, it doesn't want to. What's the word? It doesn't want to soak down into the paper. It wants to sit on top. That's alright. Where's this? Go ahead and soak it up with some of this. Which is not doing much because it's just cardstock. Just going to do both sides. We'll see what it looks like when we're done. If I let that, let's see. I don't want my finger on there. I'm just trying to soak up some of that water, I think. Alright. I didn't realize this was covered in gesso, like completely covered. The ones I was trying last night were not completely covered in gesso. They just had little bits. So I'm going to set this to the side so that it can dry, and kind of moving it around so that it can maybe be a little darker in some spots and lighter in other spots, and then I'll add another layer after it dries. Oh, here, there's a place I can set it. Usually they're not wet all the way, like as much as that one was. Usually by the time I'm done they dry. Because usually I have a fan on, but it's nice and cool today. But I did just turn my fan on. Now this is like really wet. Alright, where'd my other paper go? Oh, I want to try this gesso paper. It'll come out a little bit different. And I'm going to do some fall colors on this one since it's got kind of a tan orangey background already. You can see where, like, when I go flip with my brush, when I do, let's see, like I was doing like this last night, I would just like kind of flick it and then it would get totally, I could just get it all over the paper and everywhere, but it still is kind of, it's a fun look, really, if you think about it. Okay, this one's more red. Let's do a little bit of this while it's red. I used to watch Marami Small Art. She was one of the first people I watched when I was getting into mixed media. And this process with just the watercolors, I watched Andrea at Artie Mae's to get to see what, you know, what her technique was. And of course, you know, mine comes out different. I don't have as much white background as she does probably, which you probably want some white background. But, and then I found a process of technique that I use the this stuff that you get in packing sometimes that gives a different effect, which is fun. Which I think I want to do those colors again too, because there was some colors I really liked that were the background that I really liked. Just like some purples, grays, and blues, pretty much. Let's get some more. Is this red orange? I think so. Some of that lighter orange in there too. I don't know. Oh, see, when I have the fan on, the paper dries faster, so maybe I need to turn the fan back off. Although, some of these where it's drying right there, I actually like. But then, I'm not getting the effect that I would get if the paper was more wet. It's alright, we can spray again. It's alright. This usually goes faster. I usually use a bigger brush, but when I was using the brushes yesterday, I was getting a different effect than what I was trying to get here. So I want to do a little bit more of this. So let me go ahead and take this paper real quick and do the smooshy. Smooshy, smooshy, smooshy. And then sometimes I will also turn it over. There's a lot of wet right there. Turn off the fan, see if that helps. See, because then you get a background started on this one when you do that, which is nice. Even though it's not wet on both sides, so it just wants to curl, but anyway. Alright, so now this is mostly covered. Just a little bit of oh, that was still wet. Oh, I just flung it on myself. Alright, let's see. Should I dry that a little bit? I'm going to dry it a little bit. I'm going to pause for that though. I won't make you. So that was the first layer, and now I'm going to do some more layers. I think I was saying before, my husband is off work today, an extra day, usually Thursdays, Fridays. Today is Wednesday. And my oldest son, Joel, 25, has finally started getting more hours at his job. So he's actually working the next 5 days. So that's good. It's very good, actually. Probably should have added a little water to this, huh? I knew that. And I turned off my fan, so hopefully that will help. Okay, see, this is what happens if I add water after I add the paint. Then I end up with too much wet in all the things. I think what's nice about this gesso I put behind it, that if there's places I miss, it's not going to be like a stark white. You know what I mean? So, and I want variations. I want there to be different colors. Let me grab some of this orange. Those two oranges. See if we can get more orangey orange. Okay, this is starting to see. I think because the gesso is on there. Where's that paper? This one. That's what I want. That was the one I wanted, right? Oh yeah, because this is the one with the gesso, and this is the one that I used to soak up some of the. Oh, I think there's good. I'm not wearing a painting shirt right now either, so yeah. But I did find glue on this shirt yesterday. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt I was wearing yesterday. Don't judge me. So I figured it's not going to hurt it. All right, this I dried too, so let's get some of this on there. For some more variation, another layer there. Oh, yeah, I got some of the water soaked up. That's what I wanted. And I think I want some more pigmented color around here too. So I'm going to try to use a little bit less water maybe. Just kind of mixing all the oranges together now. When it's the red kind of ends up being a little bit more pink once it dries. And I don't want pink, I want fall type colors. I should try doing some actual watercoloring too, like draw out something and see if I can, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, just so y'all know. This is not a tutorial. This is just what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. That's all this is. Look at this, all this water right here. Let's add some pigment there. Let's see. Just not what I want here. Let's try this for a minute. Since I have a lot more water, I'm going to get a different effect than if I had less water on here. It's a brush piece, a little So how much water you use affects the affects everything really, but it definitely affects the patterns you get, because if this wasn't as wet as this, I would be getting more of more of this effect of the it would just be more pigmented. And here, I'll show you, because if I do this, get it straight off of here, and it's more pigmented, less water, then, but there's more water on here too, so never mind. The amount of water definitely has an effect. Alright, I'm going to dry this layer real quick and see what it looks like, because it never looks the same once it's dry. It's kind of amazing like that. Okay, so this is okay. I'm going to add another layer though, till I get it where I absolutely love it and can't wait to use it. So we're going to try, I want to add a little brown. That's what I want to do. And I'm not going to wet the paper this time, I don't think, so that I can, a little bit of brown into the orange even. And also I want to do a little bit of brown yeah, I should have added some of that brown. There's it's probably sienna brown, is probably what it's called. The reddish brown. And that's would have toned down some of that orange completely for me. And the red, and giving me nice fall colors. Alright. Now, I kind of want to switch my brush now, because now I want that, that's a little too hard right now. Let's see. That one doesn't fit in there. My old one did. There we go. I need it a little bit soft. Alright, let me just go in my oranges right this minute and do this. Oh, it's a little too wet. Let me, that's what I should have done. Yep, that's not what I want. I don't want the brush. I want this. So, paper towel. You should always have your paper towels on hand. Do you think I have mine on hand? No, I have no idea where my paper towel is. Let's just go ahead and mop that up with that paper then. Woo! And I do have tissues, even if I don't have, I had tissues there. Alright. Alright, I think this is what I want to do, is just kind of take some of the orange and some of the brown and use this little packing material and just get little splotches here and there. Yep, that's what I want to do. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing, is I'm taking the orange and the brown and just kind of splotching, smooshing. Well, I'm not moving it, I'm just dabbing it down. And then some of the brown too. And then that. I like that. Okay. And then yeah, the little orange here. Got the orange going on there. And then a little bit more of the brownie bits. Ooh. Who wants brownies now? Whew. We are a happy family now. My son's transmitter on his Dexcom was defective and only lasted a month instead of 3 months. It just suddenly died. We had just like an hour's warning. Like even before it totally died, I called in for a refill, but because we use Express Scripts, it you know, comes in the mail, so it takes a little bit longer. And the pharmacist, you know, to cover himself, was like, well, it doesn't go out of the warehouse till Monday or Tuesday. I was like, oh my goodness, please go out on Monday. Because, you know, he just wants to cover himself in case it didn't go out till Tuesday. And I should have said, could you just put a rush on it so that send it out on Monday, but I didn't really need to worry. They did send it, had to have sent it out on Monday because we got it on Tuesday. I made the call on Saturday. So the best case scenario was for us to get it on Tuesday, which we did. And it's so, well, I can't say I slept any better because after, you know, 3 nights of staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning, checking these sugars before I go to sleep, and they're less predictable at night and a little more predictable in the mornings. And so I generally stay up late anyway, but I was actually able to fall asleep after I got up to give him his pill in the morning. Well, I almost fell asleep today, but like I said, my husband's home from work today. So yes, this, I love this look right here. I don't know if you can see it all really well. So that's how I do that. And having enough light in the background, that's the problem I was having the other day. I wasn't layering the way I wanted to, I think. So I like this, where I did the lighter layers, and then did the splotchiness on top. That's my favorite. That's the look I like a lot. So let's add some layers to this one. And then this one had the gesso on the bottom too, so you can kind of see the lines and a little bit of other color under there. So that is fun, 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 fun till the day is done. Okay, this needs to dry. I don't have a lot of time left today on my phone either, so let's see. I'm gonna pause for a minute. Okay, I did a spray of water on here, and then we were doing this one pink, right? That's right. Oh, and then I kind of cleaned this off on it, so it does have a little bit of brown on it, which is okay. I'm okay with that. So, let me use this to get the color I actually want, because I don't want all the colors right now. Kind of try to get more of a burgundy pink than I try anyway. There we go. So it looks dark, but it'll come out pretty light. So, well, this might come out a little bit darker than the pink that's on there, but that's what we want, right? And the more thinned out it gets, the more water that gets in it, the lighter it will be. Right now, I just kind of want to have not a lot of white in the background. So that's my goal right now. I want light colors, but not necessarily white in the background. Even when I'm doing even though I said on that green and brown one, having the white in the background was good, it gave it some lightness. I think a light color would have been good too. Just some of the other ones were just dark, all the dark colors without any brightness behind them to back them up. Where this at least has some light pinks. And then I'll just layer those pinks on top of each other and see where this goes with this one. Okay, like I said a minute ago, I have limited time on my phone right now because even though I deleted some stuff, still my phone thinks it doesn't have a lot of space on it, which is annoying, especially since it's supposed to go to my, I thought I had it so that it would go on my card, but I don't know. Alright, let's see. I have a need for smooshing. Oh, I had a piece already. That was dumb. Okay. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I think I mentioned in another video that I want to do a teal and pink daily, if I do a daily December, I think I want mine to be teal and pink. But I probably said it in a video that never ended up on YouTube because I've been doing that lately. So, alright, I'm going to pause again. I'm going to move this around a little bit. That's kind of what Andrea does too for her second layer. She kind of moves it around. And I'm going to dry that. I'll be right back. I don't know what I was just saying, or I would finish my thought. I think I have been talking about all the videos I've made and haven't put up. And part of my problem was that if I have like a swap or something, I get a little stressed out. And I think that's kind of what happened is, you know, creativity was stumped a little bit because I was feeling a little on the stress side. I just added a little black to that. So now we have a little bit different color. And so, yeah, I just was feeling like everything I was trying to do, especially video-wise, was just, ugh. So, yeah, it was not making me happy. Let's see. Probably need to get a clean one of these. So, yep, I think I will just, for now, just do this one color over the lighter pinks. And it just gives, I think what I like about it is, I mean, I love this look too. And then when I do this over it, it just kind of gives it more of a uniform look, so to speak. Even though I don't want it uniform. So I don't know why I like it. Like, I want all the different colors like that. So let's see if I can do this maybe not everywhere and just kind of spread it out a little bit more maybe. Which I'm not doing still. Pad. Because I still want that background to show through. So it's alright. I might make another one and just do that background and not do this over it. But this is a technique that you can do. You might be able to find another material that works similar, that gives you an effect that you like, even if it's like maybe bubble wrap that gives you little circles everywhere or whatever. I think once this dries it'll be okay, because I do still see a lot of that coming through, and once this dries it'll be a little bit lighter, so I think I'm good. So yeah, so there's that one. So I did 2 today, and I will play more, but I felt bad that I haven't had any videos going up in a while, and so I figured I should go ahead and do that. I'll definitely add more to that. That's just the piece that, you know, did upside down, which is what this one started out as. So I have this one for a fall journal. I think I did it. Did I do it on a thinner piece? Yeah, so I could use it as a journal cover or a signature cover. And the other one I have is a little thicker. Whoops. It's also a little bit more orangey, but it still has some of the same orange. So this one I'll either use as tags or die cuts or both. And it'll be fun. And they can be used coordinated. Okay, that last little bit of video did get cut off, so I wanted to make sure I didn't just end there. I added a couple more layers to this, and then you can see this little pattern here is from where I took I was kind of trying to dab up some of the, it was really wet, so I was dabbing up some of the color, some of the water, and left a nice little pattern from that paper, which I'll do on purpose sometime, but, oh, sorry. I keep kicking this. I probably could unplug it now, huh? Let's see. Now I want to show how I use the gesso. What color's on this one? This one's pretty dry, so I want a dry brush to start with, and I want to move stuff out of my way. Should have cleaned off my desk. I have like a foot here I could use, but it's just piled with crap, and more to the right and more to the left. Okay. So let me go ahead and kind of rinse off that. I'm gonna stick it in there for now. Okay. So even though this still has some, I never cleaned it yesterday, it still has some pink on it. I'm okay with that. And then I just kind of like put it on the paper so that I can have more of like a dry brush. And then I just come down the sides like this. This way when, because this one I might use as a cover on something, like either a signature, but even if I don't, even if I use it for tags, it'll still be good. Because I'm going to go all the way down with some of the dry brushing. Just getting little bits of streaks. But it gives a nice texture on the ends when you do this, when you go to ink it. I'll try to get through all the steps today, we'll see. Alright. So, but I don't want it too wet when I do this because I want to do more of a dry brushing. And it probably is going to get, it's definitely getting some color from the brush, of course, and probably started out getting some from underneath too, but it's a little too wet. Okay, let's see. And then I'm going to come all the way down. Just trying not to, I don't want to totally cover it with the gesso. I just want it to be little streaks here and there. And then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to hit you on my way, sorry. And I'm going to do it on this end. And then I'm going to come down like this.
Okay.
My son's sugars are high. In case you're wondering what that noise is. Can't remember if I talked about his Dexcom transmitter coming today or not. Like I said, I've done so many videos and not all of them have made it. Okay, so that's it. That's all I want to do with the gesso. I just want to soften the color a little bit, give some texture on the edges and some texture all over it and everything. And I might even, I like that look of, especially if I'm aging it, because I might go ahead and do the crackle on this one. It's just a stamp. It's not like special crackle medium or anything. Let's see. Let's get this. Sometimes it'll do it and sometimes it won't. So what I want to do is just kind of and then you get like these white, I like that texture. Whoops. Well, that's fine. Just kind of rub it with my hand a little bit. So it just gave it some texture here and here, a couple different places. So that's what we have now. Now that needs to dry. I'll go ahead and pause and do that. Now for this next bit, I don't want to use black, but I still want it a dark enough color. So I'm going to use ground espresso, and I'm using archival because I don't know what I'm going to be doing on top of this. I may add whatever. And I just had the stamp I wanted a second ago. Don't you know? Ooh, I keep forgetting about that. Oh, where's my big one of this? I don't know. Also, I'm going to have to look for my... Oh, here this is. Okay. I'll start with this. I guess I could put my cover on my watercolors for right now. And I just want the word part of this right now, so I'm not putting any ink where the lines are. And then I'm just gonna try not to overdo it. Just kind of. I should have done this before I did the gesso because that would give it the illusion of being covered up. Oops, I want it straight though. You know what I mean? Like that it was like behind. But see, it's a little softer when I use the ground espresso as compared to the if I had used the black. And the reason I don't want to ink the lines is because then they're all going to look like exactly this, like they were the same stamp. Or if I'm just using the words, I can't necessarily tell. Especially if I use, you know, that side of the words there, that side of the words there, bottom part of the words there. A couple places I may have the top line in there, which will give it a little bit of a difference too. Like right there. Okay. Have it all around the edges. I'm always worried I'm gonna do too much. Because you don't want to go too over. And I hate when it goes crooked. At that point you're just like, you know what? I should just make it look on purpose, huh? So I like when it's just a little bit like that, then it can look. Alright. So I just want to balance it out a little bit. Just a little bit there and a little bit there. Alright. I could keep going, but I don't want to overdo. Alright, now I want to do just a little bit more. I want to do like what I just said. Oh my goodness. My husband's home, so his alarm's going off on his phone. The alarm's going off on the Dexcom, which apparently is working now. Because we never put the transmitter code in, and so it kept asking for it. Oh, thank you. So I just want to do a little dry brushing over the words a little bit. So especially around them, so it kind of looks like they're just peeking out from around. Like maybe underneath this was, I don't know. This is new. I'm just trying. I don't know. It's just a thought I had. It's just a thought I had that maybe if I just kind of make it look like, I don't know. Probably could have paused before I did that because I felt that one coming. Alright, I think that's probably good. I just kind of wanted to maybe send it to the background a little bit. I don't know. Just doing stuff. Just gonna hit it with a brush. That's what I'm doing. Alright, and now I want to do some stenciling. But I have to find my stencil. Okay, I'm going to try this one. This is actually, it's a Tim Holtz die that cuts out all this part here. So I'm going to try that. Probably should have grabbed a color, huh? Alright, I know which color found it right away. That's the color I want. It's going to be super subtle. It's so incredibly subtle. Let's see, hopefully. Helps if that stays upside right. Kind of wipe off that brush a little bit. Let's see what this does. I don't really have a place to test it. And this ink is Victorian Velvet. It's a really pretty color. I really like it. So you can just see just a little bit there. Let's see. Oh, we'll go backwards this way. So I'm going to do this on the at least the 4 sides, if not the middle too. Not sure what I'll do in the middle, if I'll do this or not. I'll start with the 4 corners and go from there to see what I want to do. I love these brushes for stencils. It doesn't rip apart your stencil. It doesn't rip apart your whatchamacallit. It doesn't what's the word I want? No, like if you were using a sponge, it would like totally be ripping apart your sponge. And so yeah, definitely like them for that. Yeah, I think I'll just do the 4 corners. I guess I was a little over on this. Let's just do this. I had this one over a little bit, I guess. But it made like a really fairly obvious line. Okay, next time I pause, I need to go turn that off. Okay, I need to turn this one this way. Okay, so a little bit of the pattern showing through from the paint, which I like it very much. Now, if you know me, If you've been around long, you know that I really like do little. Now, if I put water on the corners at all or anything wet, it's going to affect it. Just saying. Right. No, I don't want that color. I don't see my... I don't see the wedding dress one, so I guess we're going to go with just white. So... sometimes you can go dark if you want to, but you don't always want to. Sometimes you want to just kind of go light and subtle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, jelly bean? And then just a few of these are coming out. I'm not even pressing down on the whole thing when I'm putting it. Gives it more of an aged, like some of that's falling apart, coming off, whatever. There is, and it's not coming out completely white because there is some black on the stencil, on the stamp. So it's just a hint of once upon a time there was some Harlequin in there. That's all. So I don't even know if you can even see. Some of it you can't even see. There you can tell. But some of them you can't even hardly tell. That's alright. It's just there. It's part of the background. What's next? What do we want to do? This is a little bit browner than I might have wanted, but that's okay. I know that's a weird thing to say it's brown, but I'm going to bring it all around the edge is what I want to do. But I'm going to need, I think I had orange before, but there, go do this around the edge. It's a little bit, so I think I will do some vintage photo or coffee, or I'll say tea has a little bit of red orange to it. So I'm going to kind of double ink my edges, if that makes sense. At least double, if not triple. Just never know with me. And then the hope is that this ink will bring out those lines that I did with the gesso. Which is usually what happens. It'll kind of do that. Did I do that already? Alright. So, see, this is a lot more pink than that, and I'm not loving it. So let's just bring this in a little bit more, and then I'll figure out from there. Kind of going on where the gesso was to bring that other color in a little bit more. So that it looks more intentional, maybe. And now I want to do, let's try the coffee since that's what's right here. I did not get up, did I? And other people are just sitting around not getting up either to turn off the alarm for me. But at least they're being quiet. So this is the coffee archival ink, Ranger archival ink. And that went in too far. Okay. Just gonna age it a little bit, I think. So this coffee It's just, I like the bright pink by itself, but I've kind of messed that idea up with the, alright. But I'm going for an aged look anyway, and a bright pink would not really last through the ages, would it? I don't know. I'm just trying stuff. That's why it's called Misadventures with Mixed Media. Not everything comes out exactly how I want it to. That's why. That's where I got my name. I was trying to do some mixed media one day and it just, everything kept going wrong. And I'm like, you know what this is? This is Misadventures. And so, I mean, it still always comes out. You know, you just keep working it till you actually like it. So, that's what you do. So, I'm even thinking about... I wasn't thinking about that. But alright, let's see what this color... I haven't tried these colors yet. I got these for fall and I haven't even opened them yet, which shows you how far I've gotten on my fall journals. Rhubarb stock. I'm curious. Let's see, where'd this go? See, look at this. I'm triple edging it. Sometimes that's what you do. Just kind of... Oh, and I still want to do the crackle, don't I? And I'm not... I think... Oh, going a little too far in there. I don't want to go too far in. I might be able to, at this point, if I keep working it and adding more fall-like colors, I may end up being able to use this in a fall journal. Started out pink, could end up fall. Never know what you're going to end up with. With me, you just never know. Alright, so if I use this as a cover, like either a journal cover or I actually do have some digitals that might work with the pinks and the orange browns and whatnot. I need to do something else, but I don't know what. So once I find my crackle stamp, I'll do some crackling around the edges, and then I will figure out if there's a bigger stamp I want to use, and then if I want to do something on the cover, depending on if I'm going to have it be a signature cover. So I'm going to leave it here for now because I feel like if I keep doing stuff to it right now without thinking about it, I'm going to hate it, and I don't want to hate it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm stopping here and putting it to the side until I'm ready to work on it some more, because sometimes that's what you have to do. Because you want to like what you end up with. Alright, so should we add some more to this since we're still here? Or not? I like that. I like that color. I like this rhubarb color for fall. I know, I started out with paint and I'm like, it's gonna cover up all that paint now. Just gonna cover it all up. I don't even know what I'm gonna end up doing with this. Let's see. Now I kind of want to play with, what's that called? Tan. That didn't come out of there, did it? Maybe it did. And yes, I just keep using the same alright, what I like about doing the inks over the gesso is then you have that a little bit of that pattern showing back there. Alright. Yes, I started that out with a little pink, and you can still see the line from it, which is cool. And then let's blend that a little bit. We've got some reds and oranges going on in there. So, even though I started out with one color, you still have that color showing through a little bit here, which is a cool look. Alright, you know what that makes me want to do? What's the other one with the gesso on it? I don't know, because everything is falling everywhere. Alright, let's play with this one. Alright, this is more teal, and so we got teal on the bottom here. So broken china, let's try that one a little bit. We can start in the corner. Let's see. So a little broken china, and there goes, oops, in between the paint and the, now let's try, what color do we want to do with that? Do we want to try that? A little bit more orange right now because I still have the but that is, so if you do a layer of gesso and then just, you know, play with the inks and stuff, you could just have a lot of fun with the color and the texture and some blending. And all the things. And if I'm smart, I'll leave some light spaces, like right here. I should leave that. And right here, I should probably go ahead and leave that too. And then let's see, maybe do a little bit of this here. And then some of the blue still coming through too. Yep, I'll get it in a minute. And if I do it right, I'll kind of blend it out and get lighter as I go out. Hopefully, that's the hope. Get really light if you try to get the color out of the cover instead of the that was kind of funny. Okay, let's see. Now let's see if we can blend it with our brush a little bit. Yes, obviously my sponge is starting to wear out. That's all right. And now, oddly, I want to do a little bit of the rhubarb. Just really lightly. Here and there. I can do that. Add a little bit of rosiness here, maybe. And also what I might do is add a little bit of the chip sapphire, which is really dark, so I have to be really light. In fact, I might just do the brush with that. give a little depth of blue here and there. Is our broken china is just a little bit bright for what I wanted, I think. So, hoping putting a little bit of the chip sapphire in there will deepen it up a little bit, I hope. Don't know. I'm just trying stuff at this point. I was just like, alright, we've got this gesso paper. Let's see what kind of patterns we can get. So, like the other one, I'm not in love with this one yet, but I'm not ready to do more with it right now. I'm going to set it to the side and decide what I want to do with it later. So, yes, that's kind of sometimes what art is working on something and then coming back to it later. So this is what we've done today. I have one more piece in them. Yeah, at least one more. Oh, this one and this one. Okay, I actually got 1, 2, 3, 4. Worked on 5 pieces today, so that's good. Plus I showed you all the ones from the other day. So have a delightful day, everybody. Love you. Did you hear my husband over there? Everybody. He's being silly. Say goodbye, Mike.